Maybe you can read politics because somebody's house is being made or electricity is being given, or during COVID we provided food and resources to people. We call it development. If other people want to call it politics, that is their privilege. My friend, I will only give you the answer I gave you day before yesterday. At that time, you remember, I said that matter is being looked into by the courts, by the investigative agencies. It is a sensitive matter. It involves a foreign consulate. So, as a foreign minister, I am very, very careful, very responsible about what I say. So, at this time, we will let the processes work. And as I said last time, the truth will come out. I have every confidence in that. So, beyond that, as foreign minister, it is not right for me to make any public comment.
It's been 2 years. What action MBA took so far in both cases?
Sorry, no, look, you have just heard me. On this matter, this is being looked at by the judiciary, it is being looked at by the investigative agencies. We all know the facts. So, we will act when it is time for us to act. But at this time, when processes are still underway, it is not right for me to comment. You can ask me this question many ways in many different times. I will not say anything different from what I am saying to you.
There were fixed meeting with governor in Rajbhavan, but by the consul general. But
my friend, I do not comment on activities of other people. I am here to talk about what I have done during this visit. I would be very happy if you can also focus your attention.
You are the responsible person to reply on that. That is why we are asking to you.
No, sorry. As I have told you, look, there is a problem. Okay, all of us know there is a problem. The problem is being looked into. Judiciary is seized of it. Investigative agencies are seized of it. So now you have to wait for the process to reveal what is the full truth. I have every confidence in our processes. So I hope other people should also have. So at this time, please do not think I will make any interim comment. I will not.
So one question that the opposition has been asking time and again in this case is that the consul general, the attaché are all involved, or at least that's the statement that are coming out. So will they be questioned on those lines if anything happens? Because that is one question that has been asked time and again.
No, look. I am aware of the debates that are going on. A lot of these are being looked at, they are being discussed among the relevant authorities and agencies. But until there is something to be announced, at this time we do not give interim readouts. Again I say to you, I handle my position with a great deal of responsibility. I am very careful what I say. I am careful when I say what. So on this issue, I think you have got as much out of me as you can expect. So I would respectfully urge you to bring up another subject.
But it is very clear that the diplomatic channel was being used for illegal practices. But people should know what happened exactly in the case. But nothing has been revealed yet. Investigation is going on, as you said earlier. Investigation is going on for the last 2 years. But it is being politically in circle for the last 2 years. But nothing has been revealed to public yet. Why, sir?
I am very confident that on this matter the truth will come out, that the competent authorities and institutions will do their job well. I have faith in them. I urge you also to have faith in them. किसका सॉरी ओके What do you expect from him? You expect a certificate? So he is doing politics. And so if you are going to ask me something about somebody, please ask me a question which I can give a proper reply. I mean, this is hardly a court on which I should be commenting.
So there are
Well, the situation in Sri Lanka is very sensitive, it's very complicated. Even as we speak, many developments are taking place. What I can tell you is that our commitment, our support is for the Sri Lankan people because they are our neighbors, they are our friendly people. We want to help them to go through a very difficult phase in their lives. And because of this feeling of friendship, we have been extremely supportive of them in the last few months. Now, what are the political developments and what happens, unless there is something which is, I see a lot of press reports, I see many things on social media, but you also know sometimes reports come and few hours or sometimes even few minutes later, same reports are denied. So we cannot keep commenting on everything which appears in social media and in media. If there are any developments, which relate to India, in fact, if somebody says something also which is inaccurate, we clarify it. You would see, for example, the High Commission in Colombo had issued a clarification both yesterday and day before, so that people have an accurate picture. So our focus right now is on the Sri Lankan economic situation. How can we help them? We are not involved in the other matters. So that is what is the situation.
Will refuge be given to the political leaders if a situation arises?
I have told you that our focus is on the economic aspects of the issue, and we are not concerned with the other matters. Chinese incursions of 1962 or Chinese incursions which are in Rahul Gandhi's mind?
Right now.
Right now. He's saying it's going on increasingly.
Not 1960, right now.
No, look, I didn't see anything particularly new on what his tweet said, because you all know that a large part of the problems we have on the boundary is because in 1962 the Chinese came and occupied large areas, including in Ladakh, and many of them are strategic areas, which obviously create challenges for our boundary forces. As to what has happened in the last 2 years, we have been very clear and very effective in ensuring that no attempt to change the status quo unilaterally on the line of actual control will be countenanced by us. At the moment, there are discussions which are going on between our side and the Chinese side. These are discussions which involve military commanders but also diplomats, so there is somebody from the foreign ministry also out there. These relate to friction points where we are very, very closely deployed vis-a-vis each other, and the focus is to see whether disengagement on those friction points are possible. In the last year, there has been very substantial disengagement. There are still some issues where both sides are very closely deployed. Those are ongoing discussions. I had myself raised that issue with the Chinese foreign minister a few days ago when I met him at Bali. So I think we have been very clear and very open about it, so I really don't know what the confusion is about.
Sir, what about the maritime security concerns
Of India?
For India, because as you know, the strategic relation or strategic involvement between Pakistan and China is increasing. You just heard that Sea Guard naval exercise. It's no more a symbolic representation of a friendship between two countries. It's a strategic cooperation now. So how much India is concerned about that?
No, look, I want to put this in the context of a larger approach of the Modi government. We have always given security a very, very high priority. In fact, number one priority in our foreign policy. So whenever we feel that country's security interests are in some way affected, we will do whatever we feel is necessary, whatever we feel is possible to ensure our security interests. Now we have demonstrated that in different situations. In some respects you saw that at Uri and Balakot. You also saw that even on the line of actual control with China, where even in the middle of COVID in 2020, we actually sent up an enormous number of troops so as to defend effectively the line of actual control. So and also we have and this relates to foreign policy, we have very strong relationships with different partners so that our access to technology, our access to equipment, our access to materials is the maximum possible. Now, when it comes to maritime challenge that you are referring to, we do recognize there is much more maritime activity in the oceans, in the seas which are south of us. We track it, we do whatever we feel is the countermeasures that we need to do. A lot of it naturally is done by us nationally, but we also work with partners and friends to ensure that global commons is secured, that there is the safety and security of maritime commerce is ensured. So it is both a national response as well as we do a lot of international cooperation in that. But I can assure you that in fact the maritime area gets a lot of attention and in fact for the first time after 2015 you actually have an integrated maritime strategy which we call Sagar. So that all aspects of maritime strategy are coordinated, and we have actually a position called National Maritime Security Coordinator, which I must tell you a naval officer from Kerala currently occupies, Admiral Ashok Kumar.
A Pakistani journalist confessed that he was spying when he was visiting India in 2009 in the Congress. He said that he passed on information to ISI.
I saw some glancing reference to that. I must confess I did not follow it in detail. But in any case, it is not a matter which I would have a comment. If he said that and, that is the report, what can I say?
Sir, coming back to Kerala, sir, lastly you said that the issue of gold smuggling, diplomatic gold smuggling is very serious. And that has been raised by opposition in Assembly today. They asked for CBI investigation. Already all other central agencies are here, but now they ask for CBI investigation. What is your stand on this, sir?
No, look, again, I put it to you this way. This is something where the agencies who are looking into it, the processes which are examining it, they will take whatever is the call. It is not, this is not a political matter. It is not a foreign policy matter. It is a matter of whether people have observed laws and rules and regulations and have done the right thing or not. It's a law and order matter.
So what about the opposition wants CBI to investigate?
No, I heard you.
But
So
do you think that
I have nothing more to say than what I have told you. So sorry, you had a question.
More than 20 years that you've been associated with the former Prime Minister of Japan. So how big a loss for you and for the country?
I think it's a very big loss. It's a very big loss, certainly for Japan, because I would say, I read today statement, by former Australian Prime Minister, who said that in the last 50 years he is the tallest leader that Japan has produced. I think it's a very big loss for India. Because in all the years, I have been dealing with Japan for more than 25 years. And all the years, nobody has been as strong a proponent of India-Japan relations as Shinzo Abe. So for us, he was the champion of the relationship. So, in that sense, it is a loss. I think it is also a loss for the world because, he was a person who was advocating a stronger, stronger engagement between Japan and the world. He was, preparing and persuading his own country that they needed to make a bigger contribution in terms of world politics and global security. And obviously it's a very deep loss personally because it is somebody I have known, as I said, for almost 25 years, and I've known him well before he became Prime Minister. I knew him when he was Prime Minister, then there was a period he was not Prime Minister, again he became Prime Minister. But whenever I went to Japan, except for COVID period, 25 years I've been going every year, I would, he would always give time to me. So, it's really a very deep loss as someone to whom, you were very, very attached.
Recently concluded the national multinational meeting. You have been declared that you will be in power for the next 40 years. But,
This is the National Executive Meeting. Do you doubt it? Huh? I don't doubt it.
No. How? What is the burning issues? What is the these fuel prices here?
No, look, we have the blessings of the people.
One second. Regarding youth, what happened here in our military forces? So, how do you comment that?
See, when people say that, it is an expectation that is based on our belief that one, we will work hard, two, we will deliver on the ground, three, we will make a difference to the lives of the people, and therefore people will have faith in us and give us blessings. Now, we have every intention of working very hard for the next 40 years, for making sure there is delivery, to confident that the nation under the vision and leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi will rise to higher levels, and therefore we are very confident that the people of India will continue to support and bless us. So that is the reason how they made that statement, and I think it's a completely reasonable statement.
Sir, one question regarding India's image abroad.
India's?
India's image abroad, international. So India was known to be a very compassionate country, the land of Gandhi. Something like a gentle giant. But now, many people say that India has become intolerant, aggressive, never forgiving with the enemies. And your tit-for-tat replies, answers in some international forum also has been, taken as example for this image change.
No.
How do you comment on that?
See, let me give you the right examples. What is the image of India? Image of India is a country which, even while it was doing its own COVID challenges, was willing to give vaccines and medicines and share it with many countries, many of whom were very small, who did not have the access, who did not have the resources to get vaccines, and but for us, they would not have been vaccinated. So the image of India is a sharing and generous country and society, which along with its own interests also looks after the interests of the world. So this is one image of India. What is the second image of India? Image of India is that many Indians travel abroad, often like we saw during COVID, 80 lakhs of them were stuck in different parts of the world. And we were able to make a huge effort and bring many of them back. And where we did not bring back many people, like say in the Gulf, because in the Gulf, our effort was actually to encourage our people to stay there, to keep their jobs. I and Muralidharan ji on Prime Minister's instructions. Even during COVID, we were regularly going to the Gulf. We were talking to the governments. We were using the goodwill of Prime Minister to ensure that, because they were sending back many people, so that less, we tried to soften the blow on Indian. So it is an image of a country that is today big enough, capable enough to take care of its own people. You then look at, you said something about remarks which I made. It is not, don't take it as tit for tat. I am trying to explain to the world that if in a very difficult situation where, as an example, fuel prices are going very high, I am today a society which is at $2,000 per capita income. We are a low income society. Whereas if I look at Europe has 25 times my income. Okay. I have every entitlement to look after my people, to make sure that the pain and the stress of this difficult international situation, they do not pay the cost of it. I see no reason why petrol in India should cost more because somewhere you have made some diplomatic concession. I do not agree with that. I feel it is my right to defend my country, defend the right. I should get the best deal for my people. This is what Modi ji believes in. So, in a sense, I would say today people's image, I don't think people still think of us as a compassionate, generous country. People think of us as a technology-friendly country. People think of us actually as, good people who work around the world, who generally, keep discipline, who adjust to other societies. And look, from time to time, our political debates will lead to propaganda abroad. Sometimes our own people will do propaganda abroad. But I think the world will make out. As I said, in some other matter, truth will come out. In this matter also, people know the truth. So for all the, for all the propaganda which was done, actually look at the situation today in the Gulf. So, somewhere I think we need, not to be distracted. See, politics will be politics. Debates will be debates, propaganda will be propaganda. But there is a reality out there. The reality is based on facts. Reality is based actually on our policies. And I would say to you that, our standing in the world is very high. Our standing is very high, I'm not saying because our foreign policy is good. Our standing is very high because people are seeing on the ground that 8 years of Modi has actually delivered a phenomenal amount on the ground. When I tell them, what has happened, for example, how we actually give rations to 800 million people, how we put money in the bank's account of 400 million people. When I give them numbers of, Ujjwala, beneficiaries of Ujjwala are the size of the population of Germany. If I give them some other scheme, if I take Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, or I take Saubhagya, electricity connection, every one of our schemes, look at even banking, Jan Dhan Yojana, you are talking 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, rest of the world is looking at this and marveling. And I think we need to appreciate the changes and how the rest of the world today looking at it with great respect. And part of the reason, as I said, I came here is I want to see on the ground actually what is happening. The next time I go abroad somewhere, actually I will be talking about Kerala. I will say I went to a place and I saw Jal Jeevan Mission working. I went to places where I saw multiple beneficiaries of schemes. That somebody said, yes, Kisan Samman Nidhi I get. Somebody said, Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana I get. Somebody said, Ujjwala I get. These are changing people's lives. And only when you have experienced it, you can go abroad, you can talk credibly about it. And I think today that sense of a changing India, see that poverty image of India is going now. This is India which is progressing. So I would suggest to you, actually our image has become better.
So following Vibhu Sharma's comment, there have been several Gulf countries had raised issues with that. So was there any kind of a fallout or any kind of issues that you had
Look, I think based on, a lot of, based on the pickup of our own debates, there was a little bit of ferment in the world. But I think once we clarified as a political party and as a government that, these were not our issues. Because see, the Gulf countries, you must understand one thing. Gulf countries actually have the best of relationship with Modi government of a kind which they've never had with any other Indian government before. When you take any Gulf country, and you count, just very simple thing, count how many times Prime Minister went, how many times Foreign Minister went, how many times Minister of State went. The amount of attention you give, the quality of relationship, there is a world of a difference today between how we are perceived in the Gulf and how we were perceived earlier. So the Gulf countries actually have faith in the government. They know us. So they know what is our real policy. So I think, once the clarifications were issued, I think most of them saw the truth for what it is, and I don't think that they will be taken in by any propaganda, however strong that propaganda may be.
Sir, today you visited Janam railway station. So what is the status of Janam terminal? There is some news that central government rejected the project.
No, I went to Nemam railway station because I heard about that there was an ongoing debate. It is always useful. We happened to be also going past that area. So we stopped by and saw it. When I go back to Delhi, this is something which my colleague Ashwini Vaishnavji is dealing with. The people at the railway station actually said that there were some reports and inputs which were being looked at, examined by the Central Railway Ministry. Yeah, so I was really more, I would say, interested in informing myself than actually having any particular insight on what the plans are. So once again, really, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. Namaskar to all of you.
Vote of thanks, madam.
Oh, okay. Vote of thanks, please.
Sir, take comment
Right,
for
sure.
feedback.
Mr. Sri Jayशङ ji, our most valued invited guest and my dear colleagues, it's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion on behalf of KUWJ and KSRA and on my own behalf. I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Jayशङ ji.